we want to share with you how we grow our family garden. Now on YouTube, a lot of times I see people, they'll make videos on how to do something, whether it's plant a tree, plant a food plot, or plant a garden, but they never show the results. So what we wanted to do was prepare a video series where you can see everything from start to finish. Again, all the way from soil prep completely through harvest. So I hope you can get something from this video. You can see some things that work, some things that don't work, and have a little fun along the way. So today on Cedar Valley Outdoors, we're growing the family garden. Well, it's that time of year again. It's time to get the garden ready. And I'm actually about a month behind because it's been so wet I could not get the discs in the ground. And even back at the end of the year when I normally turn the garden and turn the plots, it was so wet I couldn't even do that. So I'm playing from behind a little bit, but it's okay, we're gonna catch it up. We're gonna get it disked today, then we'll come in after a few weeks and run the tiller through it, get the seed bed nice, get ready to bed it up and get the garden planted. It's been 3 weeks since we brought the discs out, disked up the garden plot once it was dry enough. I came back in a week ago, ran the tiller through it just to clean up some more of the weeds, and now it's ready to put the final till on the garden plot. Then we'll come in and we'll run a subsoiler, then we'll come in with the hippers and hip up some nice beds, and it will be ready to plant. And we've got a lot to plant. Picked up quite a few peppers and tomatoes and all kind of good stuff, and we'll show you what we've got. But the first thing we're going to do is use the old Bush Hog tiller and the John Deere 2038 and get these rows laid off with the tiller, get it nice and prepared and ready to start planting. Okay, so that worked well. Took the tiller, we have the rows laid off. We ended up with 4 rows. We normally only plant 2 rows in this plot, but we've got quite a few items we want to plant, and there is room. So we went ahead and laid out 2 more rows. So we'll have 4 that we'll work with. And now we're going to go through with the subsoiler down the middle of the rows and break up that hard pan that's down under that top layer of soil. This subsoiler is a 20-inch subsoiler, and I'm going to try to run it as deep as I can. I mean, this is a 38 horsepower tractor. I believe it will pull it that deep, and if not, I'll bring it up a little bit to keep it moving. But we'll go ahead and do that, and this will be important later in the summer when there's less moisture in the ground. Those roots can get down a little further where there is more moisture. So we're going to run it through there, and then we'll be ready to hip it up and make the beds. So let's go. Okay, so that turned out great. We're able to sink the subsoiler all the way down in. You can see we laid out the 4 rows here. We really broke up that hard pan. You could feel it, you could really feel it as the tractor was pulling. You could feel it breaking up that harder soil in that lower level of the soil strata. So this worked well. Now we're gonna come in, we're gonna put on the hippers. Nobody make fun of my hippers. But we're gonna put them on, and then we're gonna bed this up around those rows where we subsoiled, and then we're going to be ready to put some vegetable plants in the ground. So let's go hook up the hippers. We got the tilling done, we got the subsoiling done. Now it's time to make the beds. And then we're going to use the homemade hippers. Now listen, I don't want anybody making fun of my hippers. I pride myself on having the best tool that's proper for the job. However, this particular job, I only do this once a year, so I don't have fancy bedding hippers. These are the ones I made. So I just took this hitch attachment for the 3-point hitch, had these old bedding discs. I mean, these things are at least 60 years old, and just put some C-clamps on there, a little bit of duct tape, and she is good to go. So what we're going to do is pull this over the area of this subsoil, and I'll drop this down. You can see here, it's going to run just like that right over where we subsoiled, and it's going to pull that soil up, make a nice bed that's ready for planting. Make planting a lot easier and give that plant a lot of nice loose soil to start its roots in. Okay, so let's get these beds made. Okay, well that worked out great. And the homemade hippers did not fall apart, and I know a lot of you thought they were going to, but they didn't. They lasted at least one more year, so that's good. But it worked out well. We got it tilled again, we got it subsoiled, and we got the beds made. So we have 4 nice beds ready to plant. Now we're not gonna plant tonight. We'll come back in the morning and get started on the planting. So that's the end of part 1. If we tried to put all these videos together, the whole content would be over an hour long, so we can't do that. People would never watch that long. So we're going to break it up into some phases. So that was phase 1. Tune in shortly and you'll see phase 2. Thank you.